Assalamualaikum all viewers and dear students. Today I am trying to solve the previous MCQs of 2002-24. So let's come for the engineering test, that is the mathematics portion. There are 35 questions we try to solve on this part. Let's come, we start. Question number 1. Question number 1 is on the screen. You check it. D finite integral is related to the, there are four options. D finite integral. D finite integrals we are already discussed in the previous video of my lectures, are detailed with question number 1 to up to question number 26. There are complete videos I have delivered. So D finite integrals means that here the area is divided by two portions, that is subintervals f of x and dx. So that is called, f of x is any function if this function is distributed or subintervals, so that is called D finite integrals. So this area is divided, for example this is A and this is B. So what is the interval between these two areas is related, is called D finite integral. So in the first option we correct, the answer is A option is the correct option, area under the curve. So look here, PQ, this is xy plane, x and x dash, origin and y dash, that is, and PQ is a line segment horizontal. PQ if a line, PQ if a line segment PQ is horizontal, PQ is line segment on horizontal. So for example this one is PQ x1 and y1, and this one point is Q x2 and y2. On the horizontal line passes, it is a line segment. So between the 2 points is given px1 y1 qx2 y2. So what is the result? Then the distance between these 2 points is what? So it means that if we are finding the distance between 2 points, so look here, so the condition if they are passing, it means that they are horizontally passes, so it means that y1 and y2 will be equal to, both are equals in this case. So if they are equal, so we give the name y. So the distance formula we are using x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So the result will be equal to here, if we put x2 minus x1 whole square plus, and replace of y2 we get y, and replace of y1 we will put y. So both result, this will be 0, this will be cancelled to each other 0. So we get here x2 minus x1 whole square under root . So here option C is the correct answer. According to the formula, option C is here the correct option, because we get this value. 3x plus 4y minus 1 is equal to 0. That is the perpendicular distance of the line. Minus 1 is equal to 0. So from the origin look here, PQ, this is xy plane, x and x dash, origin and y dash, that is, and PQ is a line segment horizontal. PQ if a line, PQ if a line segment PQ is horizontal, PQ is line segment line segment on horizontal. So for example, this one is p q x1 and y1, and this one point is q x2 and y2. On the horizontal line passes, it is a line segment. So between the 2 points is given px1 y1 qx2 y2. So what is the result? Then the distance between these 2 points is what? So it means that if we are finding the distance between 2 points, so look here, so the condition, if they are passing, it means that they are horizontally passes, so it means that y1 and y2 will be equal to, both are equals in this case. So if they are equal, so we give the name y. So the distance formula, we are using x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So the result will be equal to here, if we put x2 minus x1 whole square plus, and replace of y2 we get y, and replace of y1 we will put y. So both result, this will be 0, this will be cancelled to each other 0. So we get here x2 minus x1 whole square under root. So here option C is the correct answer. According to the formula, option C is here the correct option, because we get this value. And question number 3 is on the screens. The question is there, the perpendicular distance of the line 3x plus 4y minus 1 is equal to 0. 3x, question number 3rd. 3x plus 4y minus 1 is equal to 0. That is the perpendicular distance of the line, minus 1 is equal to 0. So from the origin, it is passes on the origin. So here, look here, that is origin 0 and 0, and any line, that is the line, it is denoted by L, is given that 3x plus 4y minus 1 is equal to 0. If that is the perpendicular distance is required, so perpendicular distance, we know that from any line from passes from the point, so we will get here according to the formula ax1 plus by1 plus c1 is equal to as modulus magnitude modulus or a square plus b square. So here d is equal to here a is any point. Here it means that points we are x1 a1 both are, if we put here a compare, this is the line, so here 3 and 2 x, this is the point x and y. So here point, the origin is x and y, we put here 0 and b is 4 and 0 minus 1 and absolute divided by 0, x is equal to 3 square plus and b is equal to 4 square under root. So the result here is 0 plus 0 minus 1 and divided by here 9 plus 16 under root is equal to minus 1 absolute divided by 25 under root minus 1 absolute give the positive result, so we get 1/5. Here option B is the correct answer. A circle is a special case of what? Parabola, hyperbola, ellipse, cone. As we know that circle is especially are making we are making for the cone, that like we are get from the cone of the any. So it is the special case of cone. So option D is here the correct option. And question number 4, circle is a special case of cone, not parabola, not hyperbola, not ellipse, because parabola is equal to E is equal to 1 and hyperbola, so E is greater than 1 and ellipse E is less than 1. So E is called eccentricity, that is the ratio we are finding E is equal to for the parabola, and that is hyperbola, and eccentric ellipse or the ellipse E is less than if E is equal to 0, that is called circle. So these must be remember these points. So circle is a special case of cone. Now question number 5. The question is on the screen. The perpendicular bisector of any chord of a circle passes through the what? Option is given: a center of the circle, circumference of the circle, end points of the chord, radius of the circle. So we draw, first of all, we draw a circle and any chord also. Question number, we draw a circle, that is circle, and his center is any chord, the perpendicular bisector of any chord. We draw any chord. So for example, we draw, that is chord AB. AB is the chord which is we draw perpendicular bisector from the center. So that is called which passes through the center. And here question number 5, option A is the correct option. Here question number 5, option A is the correct option, the center of the circle. Similarly, and question number 6, question number 6, the eccentricity E of an ellipse is, we have already defined in the previous question. These are the points parabola when eccentricity is equal to 1. So the result means the distance between the points and their lines are equal. So eccentricity is equal, E is equal to 1. So that is called parabola. If E is greater than 1, so that is equal to hyperbola. E is less than 1. So for the ellipse we can write this result. So it means that for the ellipse, so if E is less than 0, so it lies in this interval. Between these two intervals, so it will develop or satisfy or valid for the ellipse. So if E is greater than 1, so it means that that will be hyperbola. If E is 1 is less than between these two number lies, so that is called ellipse. So according to the condition, the eccentricity of an ellipse, E is less than 0, E is less than 0, If we put e as less than 0, e as less than 0, so that is not satisfied the condition, because e centricity must be lies between these two terms. E as 1 0, if e is 0, so that will be circle, so that is also not, but we are required ellipse. Ellipse e is greater than 0, a is greater than 0. If e is greater than 0, so it means that, so here this condition is also not satisfied. These conditions are, option D is here the correct option, because this condition applies for the ellipse. The degree of the homogeneous differentiable equation is given dy by dx. Dy by dx is equal to x plus y, x plus y divided by x. So look here, homogeneous means the power of the exponent must be equal. Here is the exponent is 1 1. So differentiable equation is given, homogeneous degree is required. According, if we are consider this term f of x and y is equal to x plus y divided by x. So we are replace this x by lambda x and lambda y. So f of lambda x and lambda y, so that will be equal to lambda x plus lambda y divided by lambda x. So if we are taking common here lambda, so the result will be x plus lambda x. So it means that here we take the original function here, both are cancelled. It means here the power is 1 power is 1, so we get here 1 minus 1 and f of x and y. So this result is give the same function they are giving. So here lambda power 0, so f of x and y, according to the formula we have already the formula, f of x y is lambda power n f of x and y. So this is the general homogeneous equation. Here the degree of n value is in here is 0. So the given result option C is here. Option C is the correct option in this question. The solution of dy by dx is given that the solution of dy by dx is given that cos x at point at the specific initial value problem is given that pi by 2 and is equal to 0. What is the solution here? So there are four options: y is equal to sin x, b is equal to sin x minus 1, and c is equal to sin x plus 1, and dy is equal to minus sin x plus 1. So now first of all, we according to the rule we are using to separate the variables. To separate the variables, dy by dx is equal to cos x. We change here dx dy as equal to cos x dx. Apply integration on both sides here. So we get here this is cancel, y is equal to this will be equal to sin x plus c. So initial value problem we substitute the result as a, this is the value of x, input values, and y value is that is called output value. So we have already defined in the function. So here we substitute the y value is equal to 0 and sine pi by 2, sine pi by 2 plus c. So sine 90 is equal to, we get sine 90 is equal to, sine 90 is equal to 1 plus c. So we get here c is equal to minus 1. So we are find the solution, we replace in this function, in replace of c we get the answer y is equal to sine x, in replace of c we put minus 1. So here option B is the correct answer. Is required range of z f of x and y, x plus y minus 1. So what is the range of this one? So first of all we find the domain of the function is required here. Domains, if we find the domain property, first of all we know that the domain property, so f of x greater than or equal to 0. So for this function, if x plus y minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, so we change here minus x plus y is greater than or equal to 1. So that is domain, we get here domain. Now look here, if we are required range value, if we put the results here, so the range we put f, we put here 0 and 0, 1 and 1 both are cancelled, so we get here imaginary parts. Imaginary part does not exist in the real numbers, so we can say that domain will be accepted closed interval up to infinity of the open interval. It means that here z greater than or equal to 0 will be the range of the equation of this one. If we check the option C is the correct option here, because if we draw their relation function, so we can also draw the domain. This is domain and this is range. Range domain is given that, for example, x plus y and minus y, and their function is required in the range of this one function, x plus y and minus 1 of their range is required. So we put here 0 and we will get the real number also 0, 1, 1, 2, 2 up to so on. It means that up to infinity. So there this relation will be, the range will be coming between these two numbers. So z greater than or equal to 0 is accepted of a single variable x, then any number c is called the root of f of x. F of x is any continuous function. Continuous function, and c, if we put here f of c must be greater than 0 and its derivative must be greater than or equal to 0. So option C is, and here D options is the correct answer, because if we take the derivative of any first function and it's also continuous, so the first derivative goes must be greater than, its value must be greater than 0. So that is continuous function of the given roots. Now option D is the correct option. If the function is continuous and f of c is greater than 0, then the first derivative of this constant single function n less than or equal to 3. Because in the Simpson rule, we are discussing here 3 consecutive equally spaced grid points for the parabolic strips are required. So for any polynomial of the Simpson rule, they are steps are less than or equal to 3 here is obeyed. For the Simpson rules, for the Simpson rule, this is a polynomial which is degree is less than or equal to 3 is valid for this statement. Option A is the correct option here. And here is just in the replace of n is the degree, or the degree of the variable is u less than or equal to 3. Here option A is the correct option. And y is equal to 1, 2, 3. So which of the following relation is a function? Function for and the function we are required two properties. First of all, we are required two properties. The first is domain of any function must be equal to the given set A. Here is the given set is equal to x, and the second element of any first element domain must first element is not repeated, means domain first element element is not repeated of any order pairs. So this is the definition of, if we are applying these two properties from the option, we directly can say that we check the option here. Look here in the first element A, B, C, C, and C is the correct option because here A, B, C and B is repeated. So C is not the correct answer. A, B, B, D is not correct option. A, B, C. B is the correct option because here domain is not repeated. B is the correct option here. B is the answer is given that here A1, B2 and C1. So look here, domain here A, B and C. The first element, it is the domain of function. If we are, it is equal to A, according to division here is equal to X, that is A, B, C, and the first element is not repeated. The second property is also satisfied, so option B is the correct option. If we are trying to use Y is given A, B and C and 1, 2, 3. So the image in the option, we are applying the option here. Option A is A1. Image of A is 1 and B the image of with 3. So look here in the set X is missing, so this is not a relation, so it is not a function. Similarly, in the option B, you check here A is 1 and B is with 2 and C is with 1 and C is with 1. So three elements of the first domain is not repeated. They are not making a unique image of the double script. So we can say that this is a function. So this is a relation, this is a function because here domain is not repeated. In the third option, you check here, the image of A is with 2, the image of A is with 2 and B is with 1 and C is with 2, and B is also with 3. Look here double image is giving this B, so that is not a relation, not a function. And option D, A1, the image of A with 1 and B with 2 and B with 2 and B with 3. This is also one C is missing, so that is option D is not correct. Option B is the correct option. And here, so this is function. Domain of the function f of x is equal to 3 index form 125 2x plus 3 under root. So for the domain, the first condition we are checking here for the domain of the any function f of x is greater than or equal to 0. So it means that this function is, if we define here 2x plus 3 greater than or equal to 0, so we change this result here 2x greater than or equal to 0, this will be negative, minus 3 dividing both sides by 2, so 2x divided both sides by this one, so we get here 2 to our cancel, x greater than or equal to minus 1.5. So now there is the value of domain. It means that, so we are the closed interval of minus 1.5 up to infinity of the open interval are accepted. So if we are find the value, give the result of any values, so minus up to this value, so this will be give the actual results, give the results between these two close interval minus 1 to 1. So option here, option, what is the option here? Option C is the correct answer here. C is the correct option. Alpha and beta of any triangles. So if we are finding A, B and C here, that is the alpha, beta means B, and here alpha is the angle and beta is the angle and gamma is the angle. So opposite is side of C and B opposite A. So these are the, and according to the question, so sine alpha plus beta, sine alpha plus beta is equal to what? Sine alpha plus beta is equal to what? According, there are two methods we are applying in here. Always we know that the sum of all the three angles must be equal to 180 degree. So beta, sine alpha plus beta is required alpha plus beta. So we change here gamma alpha plus beta is equal to 180 degree minus gamma. So applying sine alpha plus beta is equal to sine 180 degree minus gamma. So that is the property. According to this property, sine pi we can write minus gamma. So we can write sine gamma. Sine gamma is the correct answer. Option A. Option sine gamma. Sine gamma, option A is the correct option. Or you can also apply this method also, sine alpha cos beta. According to this formula, if we open this formula, according this one, sine alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sine beta, sine gamma. So according to this formula, sine alpha cos beta, if we open this result, so we get here sine, this will be sine 80 will be equal to 0, cos gamma, cos is already 0, cos this will be equal to minus 1, and sine gamma. So the result is minus, this will be 0, and this is the result gives sine gamma. So directly, as we know that the formula of sine pi minus theta, we get here sine theta. According to this rule, according to this 90 degree must be, it is a right angle or the multiple of any other angles. So that will be right angles. The option here, option B is the correct option. Allied angles, which any angles we are add with the right angles, so that will be give the allied angles according to the definition of the allied angles. Any angles we are added with the 90 degree. For example, if theta, we give the name theta is equal to 40, so we will add 40 plus 90 degree, so this will be 130. So you must be remember with the right angles theta plus 90, right angle must be included, must be added with this any angles, so that is called allied angles, or any other multiple of the 90 degree, so that will be that is the formula we have already done in the book. We have already proved that one, that formula. Option C is here the correct option. Tangent 3 alpha is equal to 3 tangent alpha minus tangent alpha cube divided by 1 minus 2 minus 3 tangent square alpha. Option C is the correct option here. And here this is the center and radius r is required. A and B and C of this triangle A, B and C, we are required. So R is required, so R is, we can write here its sides of alpha, beta and gamma, alpha and beta and gamma, its opposite sides here A and B and C. So A to divide by sine alpha, the same result we are using, and A divided by 2, sorry, B we are write sine beta. So this angles with the sides must be same. So C divided by 2 sine gamma. So this will be same. Look here in the option. And the option is given D is the correct option. And D is R is, that option is given. This answer is the correct answer. To 0 complex number, we can write in the form of 0 plus 0 iota according to this z complex number. 0 complex number is given. If we are multiplicative inverse, we are finding 1 divided by z. So here z, if we are finding 0 plus 0, 0 iota, so that will be 0. That is undefined case. Undefined, not defined. Option here, option is given here, that check it. Option D is the correct option here. Equal to, there are option is given Aij. For example, we are taking A11, A12, A13, A21, A22 and 23, and A31, A32, A33. That is the order of 3 cross 3. So the main principal diagonal must be for the scalar are same. So here in the question is given K, it must be K, it must be K. So it means that here I for J are equal. Both are I and J are equal. If we put I is equal to 1 and J is equal to 1, that will be give the results. If we put I is equal to 2 and J is equal to 2, and similarly put I is equal to 2 and J, both result must be same. And similarly, and here, and the second condition, if we check here I, that will be I not is equal to 0. So in scheme must be, it means that I not is equal to J in this case. So that will be 0 is required, 0, 0, 0, 0, and other elements are 0 is required. So in this case, so it will be K, and this will be 0. So this condition is satisfying. Option D is the correct option here for the scalar metric, whose domain is the subset of natural numbers. Subset of natural numbers. So natural number here means 1, 2, 3 up to so on. So that is natural numbers, and the option is given that a sequence is a function whose domain is the set of positive integer, negative integer does not exist. B is not correct. Integer means negative or positive, both are real number is also, because negative and positive are coming in this case. So positive, option A is the correct option. Sequence is a function whose domain is the set of positive. 4n plus 1 nth term of the sequence, 4n plus 1 term of the sequence is n into n plus 1 is given that this term. So in the place of n we put 4n plus 1. If we put here 4n plus 1 plus 1, in the place of n we put this term, so and divided by 2. According to this formula, dividing both sides by 2, the term is given. So here 4n plus 1, and we add this one, 4n 1 plus 1, we add this one, we get plus 2, and 2 we are taking common from here, 2 is common. So 2 4n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 2, 2 are cancelled. So we get the answer 4n plus 1 and 2n plus 1. Option here, you check here, option C is the correct option. Here C is the correct option. The relationship A is greater than 0 and B is greater than 0. We have already discussed in the arithmetic geometric harmonic chapter. So in the sequence, so the relationship must be A is greater than geometric mean is greater than harmonic mean, that is the property. So this option is correct option. If we want to check this, A is greater than geometric mean. So arithmetic mean A plus B divided by 2, geometric mean is AB under root. So multiplying both sides by 2, A plus B, multiplying both sides by 2, here 2 under root AB, also 2 are cancelled, we get here A plus B greater than 2, A or B. So if we change this result, A plus B, here this is change, here we get 2 under root AB is greater than 0. So now look here, we can write this result A under root whole square plus B under root whole square minus 2AB under root greater than 0. So we can write A minus B, A under root minus B under root whole square is greater than 0. Similarly, if we want to prove geometric mean is greater than harmonic mean. Geometric mean is AB under root and harmonic mean is 2AB divided by A plus B. So if we are multiplying here A plus B into AB under root is greater than 2AB. Now if we change here this result, so A plus B dividing both sides by AB under root is greater than 2AB is greater than 0. If we divide this result, dividing both sides by AB under root, A plus B, AB under root dividing both sides by AB under root is minus 2AB under root, AB under root is greater than AB under root. This will be equal to cancel A plus B as 2AB under root we can write and greater than 0. We can also write this result A square under root plus B under root whole square minus 2AB under root greater than 0. So both results are same, A minus A under root minus b under root whole square greater than 0. So greater than 0, it means that here a is greater than g is greater than h. So property here option D is the correct option. Or how many different words can be made out of the letter of the word triangle? So question number 24, triangle of the word is given. How many different words can be made? So that is related. This question is permutation. Permutation, we know that the formula of the permutation and permutation are n is n factorial, r factorial, n minus r factorial, n minus r factorial according to this formula. But here the word is repeated, different repetition is required. T is repeated, t is occur, t occurs how many times? One times. And similarly r occurs in one times. I is repeated in only one times. A is repeated only one times, and n is repeated only one times, and g is repeated only one times, l is repeated only one times, and e is also repeated one times. So for this reason, so we are using the number of permutation, n permutation r, n permutation n factorial, r1, r2, dash r n factorial r repeated. We are right this formula. Here n is equal to 8, total 8. We can write this factorial n factorial, r1 factorial, r2 factorial, and up to so on rn factorial. According to this formula, here each term is repeated one times. So 1 factorial, and up to so on 8 times. So this will be 8 times 1 factorial. So we get 8 factorial. And here the option B is the correct option. 4x, expansion of 1 minus 4x whole power minus 2. This is the binomial series is valid if this condition is required. So here according to this formula, here is equal to a is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 4x according. So we get 1 plus b whole power minus 2 binomial. Explain here n is equal to minus 2, which is negative or fraction. So that will be convergent. So and convergent is required. So in this case it will be convergent. Convergent means here minus 1 less than x less than 1, x absolute less than must be applied that one. We are using and this property, according to this property, here 1 minus 4x. 1 minus 4x is the interval. The values 1 minus 4x must be greater than 0. So we change here this value. So minus 4x greater than minus 1. Multiplying both sides by minus 4 or dividing both sides by. So the result is equality will be also changed here 1 divided by 4. So we can write x absolute is less than 1 over 4. So the correct option is here D is the correct option. So when the power is negative or fraction, so this series is convergent, and convergent here power is negative, so 1 minus 4 must be greater than 0. So we change here plus 1 minus 1 and dividing both sides or multiply by negative sign, so the inequality also sign will also be changed here. So minus 4 divide both sides, so we get 1 over 4. X absolute must be positive if we are changing the absolute value negative form, so this will be also positive. Middle term in the expansion of a plus b is equal to, is given that a plus b whole power n is equal to n by 2 plus 1 whole power th, means the term is required when the n is what? According we have already discussed, there are two middle terms if n is odd. If n is even, so we get one middle term. So here n is even, so we get here one middle term. If n is odd, we get two middle terms, we get here. If n is even, so one middle terms is we get here. Now we expand here, we take the LCM n plus 2 whole power t. So in this case we get the here n is even number, and option B is the correct option. B is the correct option. Secant function, as we know that y is equal to cosecant x. We are needed domain. So, and as we know that y is equal to cosecant x is equal to 1 over sine x. It means that if we put replace here and x value is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to sine 0. Sine 0, if we put here x is equal to 0, 1, plus minus 1, plus minus 2 up to so on, if we put here, so this result will be gives the result infinity. 1 divided by, for example, we put sine 0 is equal to 0, so this is an undefined case. So here the domain of this function means that the domain of this function will be n pi. If we put here n pi, so that will be does not exist, and here, and if we find the range for all real number is accepted, so all real number are accepted of the range. If we are finding for the domain, so there are two values. The one is minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, and other values which is not accepted, so that is 0. So option here, option B is the correct option. X belongs to here, minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, except this will be the accepted by the domain. So option B is the correct option. B is the correct option. Sin x is equal to, solution of sin x is given that sin x is equal to 1 over 2 close interval 0 and pi. Close interval in pi. So if we, it means that the values of the intervals in the x and y coordinates, so that will be started from this point, so that is 0 and pi 180 degree. Now x, if we are finding x, so we can write sine inverse 1 by 2. Sine inverse 1 by 2. So x is equal to sine inverse 1 by 2 is equal to pi by. So here, and this is the first value, and if they are lies in the interval from the second quadrant, so 180 degree, so we are x pi minus pi by 6, because this is the value of pi up to 0. If we are subtracting the first value, so we get here 6 pi minus pi divided by 6 is equal to 5 pi divided by 6. So the correct answer here B is the correct options, pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. Option B is the correct option. Limit m tend to infinity, m tend to infinity 1 plus m whole power m. So what is the result? According to the rule, first of all, we divide this rule according to the rule, as we know that the rule limit extends to infinity. First of all, I am write the rule 1 plus 1 over x whole power x is equal to e. According to these rules, we are required here 1. So if we take here the reciprocal of this one, limit m tend to infinity. So m 1 plus m divided by m, we take the reciprocal of this one and whole power m. We change 1 plus numerator denominator term into the numerator and numerator term change into the denominator, so the power is negative. Now limit m tend to infinity, so we can individually divide by each term by m, so this will be equal to minus 1 whole power m. Now both are cancel here. 1 limit, we arrange this term also 1 here, we get first 1 of this term 1 plus 1 over m whole power minus 1 and power m. Now according to this rule here x is required, we change here x and the power exponent, we can also arrange this term limit m tend to infinity. So 1 plus 1 over m whole power m and whole power minus 1 we can write. Now limit m tend to infinity 1 plus 1 over m whole power m as is a whole, we can write minus 1. So this term according to this rule here e power and e power minus 1, and option here option D is the correct option. Option D is the correct option, and this option is log of 1x. What is the result of dy by dx? So as we know that the formula of log of x is equal to 1 over x. So here this is the general formula according to the logarithm. If we are finding the derivative with respect to x, so here is 1x, so there will be no effect on the in this function. So dy by dx is equal to log of 1x, log of 10x, log of 2x. So the same A is the correct option. The derivative of cosecant hyperbolic inverse x is equal to minus 1 divided by x square plus 1. Which condition is satisfying here? Look here, the first condition is given that x less than 0. So this satisfies this will not give the actual result. So give x is equal to 0. If we put this is undefined case is coming, because here according to the formula x must be x absolute. So this will be, if we check for example, if we give the negative number, so this will be changed into positive, minus 2, any number if we change, this will be give the positive number. So option D is the correct option here. Option D is x greater than 0. So option D is must be satisfied for this function which is positioned with respect to the object of t time. So then the second order derivatives of rt with respect to t will be given there. It means that if we are differentiate with respect to t of this function, so it will give the result velocity. If we are finding the same result, if we are the second derivative is required, So we are taking with respect to again the derivative of the same function. So dy by dt or t of the function. So the same function, if we are taking same, so this will be changed. The result is equal to acceleration. So the derivative of the velocity, we take the acceleration. It means that the second order. So second order means here this is the second derivative with respect to of the function of r of t. So the result is equal to acceleration. Here option B is the correct answer. Find a function as a function a b c and a b. Here a b and C, where C is belongs to an AB, and then the point C and f of C is defined. The function is a relative maximum. For the relative maximum, a relative maximum condition we are applying. It's give the first derivative at the point we check if the first derivative must give f of c as equal to 0, and the second condition f double dash prime must be less than 0. So now the condition here, if we check the correct option, dt of two vector product is given as given that derivative of f is the vector product formula, we as we know that. So the first function we take outside from and cross with respect to the second function with respect to t plus, and now g cross and the first function derivative with respect to t. So option D is here correct option according to the formula. Look here, we are using this product formula u cross v. So u cross derivative with respect to v dt plus and v cross du with respect to dt. This is the vector product or cross product formula we are using. Y is equal to -1 -2 sine 3 theta minus 2. Look here, the maximum and y minimum value of the function must be, remember, a plus b sine c theta plus d. For example, we are comparing with this function here. A is equal to -1 and b is equal to -3 and c is equal to theta and d is equal to. So there will be no effect on this term, but we are required these two values for the maximum value. For the maximum value, we know that a plus b, and for the minimum value, we are a, b magnitude or absolute. So according to this formula here, a is equal to -1 plus and b magnitude b is equal to -2. So we get here -1 plus 2 is equal to +1. So here the maximum value is +1, and similarly here a is equal to -1 and b is equal to -2. B is equal to -2, and so the result will be equal to -1 and minus here is positive, the result is -3. Now we check here, the maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is -3. So option here A is the correct option. A is the correct option because here m is equal to maximum value is denoted by capital M and this minimum value is denoted by small m. So small m is equal to -3 and capital M is maximum value is 1. This option is available in option A is the correct option. Thank you very much for watching. I have tried to solve the previous papers before 2 weeks, that is in the for the engineering test, have already done. So I have completed the solution of every question step by steps. If you have any problem, please comments me also. Thanks once again for watching to everybody. Once again, Allah Hafiz.